This is Jordan Tower with JT News. This is going to be the last video of the night. It's going to be a real quick one. Hit that subscribe button and make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Okay, so the question that a lot of people are asking now, did Snoop Dogg pave the way for Tupac? Well, absolutely not. Now, did he set up Death Row as a home for Tupac later? Absolutely. Okay, him and Dr. Dre, and they were great together. The chemistry between Snoop Dogg and Tupac was amazing. Okay, now I'm only bringing this up because Warren G put out a comment saying open the door for Pac when he told Suge, Snoop Dogg opened the door for Pac when he told Suge to sign him when Pac started to shine and Snoop was already huge. And of course Warren G produced Definitions of Thug with Pac on Poetic Justice soundtrack, which also made his buzz explode. Tupac is definitely a legend, and Snoop paved the way. Snoop Dogg and him were magical together. Young Noble, who's part of the Outlaws, said false. Pac was a certified store before he got to the Row, movies and hit records and albums. He came to the Row and took over. That is facts. Okay, now let's go through Tupac's life. So Tupac, he did. Let's go through it in order. Okay, so 1998 to 1993, this is where he rose to fame. Okay, he had a song called Same Song from soundtrack 1991 film Nothing But Trouble, and he appeared with a group in that film. He was also part of Digital Underground in 1990. Then after that, he was on Digital Underground's album, and he was also appearing in some music videos. And he also released I Get Around this time too. That was a big song. That was like a breakout song for Pac. Okay, it was on the Billboard Hot 100. 1991, Tupac released his solo album, Tupacalypse Now. This had, let's see, which one songs did this? This was released on Interscope, distribution through Amaru, with distribution and owned by Amaru Entertainment. That's Tupacalypse Now had Trapped, Brenda's Got a Baby, one of his biggest songs ever. And he also had the police brutality theme on there. But this is the big points in his career. 1991. Okay, when did Snoop's first album come out? I think it came out in 91. Snoop Dogg, Doggy Style, Doggy Style release. I think that was 1992, actually, I think. Let me see. This was released in, why don't they have the name? 1993. Okay, that's when it came out. So Tupac was already a certified star, and it was at the end of 93. Tupac was already a star at that point, okay? Then he had his second studio album, Strictly for My, and then that came out in 1993. That was his second album, and this had Keep Your Head Up, I Get Around, which was, I thought I Get Around came out earlier than that, but anyways, those were two huge songs. And he was platinum selling. He moved 1.3 million albums of that by 1990. 1.3 million. Okay, that's a lot. 93 to 95. I think this is when he started doing movies and everything. We'll get to the movie part after. He formed Thug Life in 93. This is when he did his third album. He did a Greatest Hits album. Later appeared on, How Will They Mourn Me? Thug Life Volume 1, Certified Gold. That came out later. Above the Rim came out in 1994. Bury Me a G, Pour Out a Little Liquor. That was came out in 1994. I mean, these are things that happened way before Snoop Dogg was even in the picture with him. His third album, Be Against the World. This released in 1995, in March. And he sold 3.5 million. It was Tupac's fourth best-selling album. 3.5 million copies sold. That's a lot. Okay, Dear Mama, 1995. Big records, man. Billboard Hot 100. Okay, 95 to 96. This is when he was on death row. All Eyes on Me came out like a few months he got out of jail. Because remember, he went to jail for that case. Snoop did want to bring him over there. And this is where he was finally with a team and it was bigger, you know? And there were, I mean, that's a double album, All Eyes on Me. And it's just full of hits. I mean, packed full of hits. Did it bring him to another level when he was on death row? Of course, he had a team, a machine behind him finally that believed in him. Interscope wasn't bailing him out of jail in 95. Only when Suge Knight stepped in with Snoop, they got him out, and he was able to get back to work. I mean, imagine that he recorded so much in that 1 year. He was only on death row for 1 year and before his demise. Before he, what was it? No, 95, 96, yeah. A year. That's it. It seemed like a lot longer. October 1995, he was released, and a year later, he was taken from us. That's crazy. Less than a year later, he was gone. That's crazy. He was only on death row for 9 months. Think about it. 9 months he was on death row. Obviously, you can't say that. Now, how much did Doggy Style sell? I think that went platinum. I'm not sure. Doggy Style. How much did Doggy Style sell? That's what I want to know. 90 Source Magazine. 7 million copies in the United States to this date. I don't know if Snoop's a bigger icon at this point, and he was big back then. But like nobody ever looked at death row like Tupac's bigger than Snoop. It was kind of like a team. I was excited about Daz coming out, Dog Pound, Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre. You're excited about all those releases. You didn't look at it like one's bigger than the other, really. Then we got, so that whole thing where Snoop paved the way. Snoop helped build a label that Pac could go to, and without that, Pac wouldn't have gotten out of jail when he did, you know? So we could say that, you know? Then we got, so DJ Envy had a QC label up there today, up at the Breakfast Club, and the question he asked about Young Miami was what was more shocking? She got pregnant or her Jeep windows got blasted out? That was a crazy question. Of course, the Jeep windows thing, because she was attacked, you know? So, I don't know, DJ Envy must have been tired or something, because people were reacting. They're like, bro, I know DJ Envy did not ask this man P what was more shocking between Young Miami car being blasted or being pregnant. Like, in what world pregnancy more shocking than car being shot at? Someone said, I'm going to have to call on Monday and get it off my chest. DJ Envy, what was more DJ, everyone's going in on DJ Envy. Some people are calling him a piece of crap. I don't think he was, I think he's going to have to react to this, because I don't think he was, like, fully awake when he asked that question. And he's got to address it now. People were like, it was just really shocking that he even asked that, you know? I probably thought he was tired. Think about it. This man's getting up at 5 a.m. to be on the radio, maybe 4 a.m., probably going to a club the night before. You know, he works hard, man, you know? So, I don't know, man. I think people overreact in those situations. I'm sure you guys don't care about this, but I'll just talk about it. Skinny from the 9. I don't know if you guys even know who that is. Yeah, he called the cops on a bunch of guys and got into a little disagreement with some people. There's something wrong with that kid. He's definitely an industry plant. And Wendy Williams is having problems with scheduling conflicts. Alexa Sky Warriors fans after trouble groping her neck. Yeah, that was a little weird. But I think, you know, that's a weird relationship, Trouble and her. But, you know, more power to him. Post Malone. Oh, yeah, he's releasing an album soon. Nicki Minaj, seemingly married. We already talked about that. I'm just giving you guys the wrap up for the day. LeBron James bigs up Bronny and Zaire Wade with fatherly hype. Okay. Anyways, guys, I appreciate you guys so much for tuning in. That's it. I appreciate you guys. Jordan Tower, JT News. I will check you guys next video. I appreciate you guys so much. And peace.